It's time now to answer some of your business questions. Let's introduce you to our panel. Rod Kurtz is the executive editor of AOL Small Business, and Bob Prosen is the president and CEO of the Prosen Center for Business Advancement, and he is author of the book Kiss Theory Goodbye. I love the name of that book.
Thanks.
It's great. All right, well, let's go to our first question. It is from Faisal, and he writes, I'm interested to know about key marketing strategies for a B2B organization. I'm particularly interested to know about market intelligence as to what competitors are doing and the pricing of products similar to ours. You could call
market intelligence. That's quite a buzzword there. I mean, my first instinct was lie, cheat, or steal, and I think, practically, I think that extends to you want to hire people who used to work at your competitors if you can. I think they bring sort of an institutional knowledge. You don't literally want to lie, cheat, and steal, but they can be people with a breadth of experience in your industry, can bring a new perspective. So I think that's one place to look.
I think also sometimes you can just ask. You can email them and say how I'm interested.
Depends on the industry.
Sure, absolutely.
There's a lot of tricks to this one, and there's so much potential for it. I know when I started my company years ago, I hired a market analysis company to look and see who competes with me, what are their pricing, and that's actually very important for my business. I wanted to know for certain. But you don't even have to hire them. What you could do is just go on the internet and find out a whole lot about them. And here's one really cool thing to do. Talk to their technical people, because their technical people love to talk about their business. Don't talk to any of their marketing people, the competitors' marketing people.
But how do you get to the technical people?
Oh, you can get to
Go through a back alley. You can find them on the way out.
We can definitely find them, and they love talking about the business. It's an exceptional way of getting it. You could buy their product. You could become a customer of theirs.
Right.
There are many things you can do to get intelligence from your competitor.
And I would say another thing is if you're somewhat losing customers to your competitor, if you make a play for their business and they end up turning it down, just have a candid conversation and say, hey, why didn't you go with us?
Yeah. I think that's a great idea. Okay, great. Well, let's move on to the next one. This is a question from Jennifer. She wrote in saying, I need somebody to tell us what is happening with the money we bring in. Somebody to read the reports, break it down into simple terms, and then tell me what to change. I haven't hired anyone because I always feel I can't afford this person and don't know what qualifications to look for.
You got to follow the money. It's very important. I mean,
even if she hires someone, she certainly can't just pass it over.
Well, it was interesting when I first saw this question. My first instinct was, okay, you can't afford people. Let's bring in the machines. And a lot of entrepreneurs have turned to these business dashboards that show them in real time. I think sometimes that's too complex, and obviously software has a cost too. So I looked at this more as a hiring and personnel decision. I think when you're an entrepreneur, you need to bring in people with specialties, but not specialists. So obviously you want someone probably with an accounting background, but when you've only got 5 or 10 people under your roof, you want to bring in someone who can contribute in other ways to the company beyond sort of their core responsibility. You want this versatility in your staff. So not just for accountants, but all types of employees that you bring in.
And what about the idea, at least in the beginning, just hiring someone to help you? So that you understand it first, and then you can figure out what kind of person to hire.
Yes, it depends on what stage your business is in. The larger your business is, the more you're going to need a full-time person. Cash is king. Cash flow statements are very important. If you don't understand where the money's going, you're in trouble. It's the difference between calamity and actual success.
Right.
So I would bring on a temporary person. There's all kinds of temporary accounting organizations that can help you. You can share them with other companies. By the way, I do a lot of work with companies that have shared CFOs. They just come in a couple days a week and help them with all of that. But the key is, if you're going to hire them, you must see what they've done in the past. In fact, ask them what they would do with your company. What would they actually do to help you understand your business better? And if you like their answers, then check their references. And by the way, always do a background check on people like that.
Absolutely, absolutely.
If it involves money, of course. I mean, I think another thing to your point in terms of contracting and bringing in temporary people, I hate to say it, 10% unemployment is an opportunity for entrepreneurs. There are a lot of people, a lot of good people out there looking for even part-time work.
But again, I would say so many people want to just hand this off.
Yep.
You got to do your own homework as well, and you have to understand it too. So get someone to help you, and then really dig in yourself too.
Watch your own money. Nobody else cares more about it than you.
Absolutely. Okay, the next question comes from Matthew. He writes, I have a unique product that can be patented, but I can't afford a patent, and I can't afford to mass produce it. Should I start small with local retailers to try and make a name for myself, or keep the item to myself and save up for a patent / mass production, or should I do something totally different? That opens it up
all
for
over
you
the map.
guys.
Yeah, we have the floor. I think, when it comes to patents, the first thing that entrepreneurs or inventors should think about is, do I really need a patent? Because a lot of time they spend years and years trying to navigate the waters.
And
either,
money.
Yeah, and either they have
money.
a product that's stupid and there's not a real need for it in the marketplace, or it's something that, the key with patents is if your competitors can just tweak something and make it different, the patent's not going to do you any good. That being said, there are more resources out there now. I was looking at LegalZoom as one of those legal websites. I think for a few $100s you can get a patent. I always say it on the show, the U.S. Patent
Get
and
a patent
Trademark.
app you can apply. You don't get a patent for a few $100.
Right. They help you with the process.
Right.
And the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office website is actually a pretty fun site because you can track all different patents over time, but they have a great kind of series of how-to guides that explain what a patent is, what it'll protect you from, what it won't protect you from.
Yeah, and to his point, if he has an idea and he's waiting to get a patent, he might be launching this thing in 10 years from now.
There's a lot of help online. About.com has some great articles about it. But here's the key to this. If you are serious about getting a patent for your business, don't do it yourself. It's very technical. And you have to make sure it's right. So get a lawyer and get them to help you to do it. By the way, I would do a patent search first, $500 to $1,000, just to check and see if somebody's already doing it.
And really do your research. Is it worth it? Is this something maybe you should just start start local? And
competitive analysis before you start diving
both
in.
at the same
and how
time.
about demand? Is demand huge?
Exactly. Is it worth all the money? All right. Well, thanks you guys
Could be
so
the next
much.
iPhone. You never know.
Thank you. Yeah, exactly. Thank you so much for all of your advice. We really appreciate you coming on the program and hope to see both of you sometime soon.
Absolutely.
And if any of you out there have a question for our experts, all you have to do is go to our website. The address is openforum.com/yourbusiness. There, just hit the Ask the Show link to submit a question for our panel. Again, the website is openforum.com/yourbusiness. Or if you'd like, you can email us your questions and your comments. The address is yourbusiness@msnbc.com.